Hello and welcome back to my channel, you beautiful people of YouTube. How have you guys been? So today I'm bringing you guys the review of the Corsair HS60 gaming headset. And as you guys can see, this is a gaming headset made by a popular computer gaming brand. Now, before I start off, let me tell you guys how I come upon this headphone. How I came upon this headphone. So as you guys know that the Schiit 9500S or the 9500 original, that headphone is out of commission now. The Philips is not making that headphone anymore, and people have been asking me to recommend a replacement, and at the moment I have nothing under $100 that is open back that could replace the Schiit 9500s. What I have been recommending is just just get the HD58X Sennheiser Jubilee headphone from Master. That is the closest thing that comes to Schiit 9500, and it is better than Schiit 9500 actually. So I have been checking out the headphones under $100 open back and closed back, and this was recommended to me by a very trusted source, and I decided to buy it off the Best Buy. And the title of the video is a perfect disappointment, and you guys can kind of get that this is not going to be one of my recommended headphones that I'll tell you to buy. What really interesting about this headphone is the title, the perfect disappointment, and let me take you guys on a journey and tell you what that really means. So moving on, let's start with the general introduction to this headphone. Now this is a headphone that Corsair says it is a 7.1 surround sound capable headphone, and usually that is bullshit. When companies market something as that, what it really means is that they are using some software to replicate the feeling of a 7.1 surround sound setup. That is physically impossible to do in a headphone, because usually it has one side here, one side here. Physically nothing is in front or back, so it is very difficult. And some headphones can get kinda close to doing a not half bad job, but they are kind of rare, and even then you can always tell that it is not the real deal. These headphones come with a included DAC amp, a USB DAC amp that you have to plug into a Windows machine or Mac, I don't know, and you have to download the Corsair software called IQ, and then you have to turn on the settings, and that's when the 7.1 surround sound setup is enabled. And even then it is not doing a good job of replicating a surround sound 7.1. And the DAC amp, when you turn everything off and all the settings are disabled, it is not a quality DAC amp. It's just not, and that is a bummer, but that is it. And it comes with a detachable mic that will plug on into this socket, because it is aimed towards gamers. Now talking about the build, just going into that direction, one good thing about this headphone is that it is built very solidly. It doesn't look like it will break anytime soon. These metal hinges, they are metal, they're solid metal. This top part is plastic, but it does not look like it will break. It is quite a solid headphone. On the left ear cup we have the attached wire, and then there's the mic input, volume control, and mic kill switch. Pretty simple. Right ear cup does not have anything. That was about the build. The comfort of these headphones, the clamp, though it doesn't look like it, it is quite tight actually, and after a while it starts to feel quite a bother, and you have to take them off after about an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours depending on your head, and that is not a good thing in a gaming oriented headphone, which is a downside. Drivability, you can drive this headphone. It is not super sensitive, but you can drive this off a mobile phone, computer, PC, whatever, but it will benefit from a real amp. Moving on. Now let's talk about the sound. I'm going to abandon my usual style to describe the sound of this headphone, this particular headphone, and the reason is that I feel personally that my frustration with this will not come across authentically if I try to follow my regular style. So let me just go on and say this. Okay, here's the deal. If I had a child in future that was a complete loser and he didn't do shit, just a complete loser, I wouldn't be that mad, because then I would know that the child is a loser. But if I had a child in the future that I knew had potential, and he was wasting it away and screwing it up and making mistakes, getting in with the wrong crowd, all that stuff, then I'd be way, way, way more mad, because then I'd know that the child had potential and he or she just wasted it. This headphone right here is a child that had a lot of potential, and I'm mad that Corsair screwed it up. I reviewed a headphone called the Stinger a while back, and I called it one of the best closed back gaming headsets under $100. This headphone right here has better balance and tuning than the Stinger in my opinion. It has a warmish neutral character where the bass is not super deep, but it is slightly elevated, just a touch, and that makes it warm. The mids are okay, the treble is okay. However, there are a few ways that this headphone screws it all up. First of all, there is some glare in the highs, and there is some sibilance up there. Second, the clarity is not top notch. It is not like M40X, Takstar, CB1, Status Audio CB1. Now, and then here's the biggest problem. The sound stage of this headphone is a complete cluster F. So I'm gonna borrow this from Joshua Weller. I'm gonna just borrow your drawing thing, because I think this is a good way to describe what I'm feeling right now about this headphone. Just for this video I'm gonna borrow it, sorry, but I made a diagram too. So let me focus the camera. So this is what the sound stage of this headphone feels like. Imagine this is your head. The left and right sides, they feel completely collapsed in. The front, the back, the top, the down, that part of the sound stage feels reasonably extended, but left and right sides feels collapsed in. Now what this does is that in games it is not good, because sometimes somebody would be farther away but you will feel them closer, and it screws with the imaging. There are blind spots in imaging, and when a song is playing that has a bunch of instruments in it, sometimes the instruments feel placed on top of each other, or there is a missing space. It feels quite claustrophobic and not at the same time, which is a complete screw up in my opinion. Well, that screws with the sound a whole lot more than what it should. I do not mind a closed in set because there are some great closed in sets that still sound great. They might sound claustrophobic, but they do sound great. This just screws it up, it's nothing I can do about it. I tried to change the pads, other things, just it's not, I cannot fix it, guys. My job is to tell you guys the truth. The truth is that the soundstage is the biggest screw up. I could have dealt with the other problem if the soundstage wasn't such a problem. Now, the conclusion of this headphone. Here's the thing, I do not recommend that you buy this headphone. The Corsair HS60. They are close. Maybe the next generation of this headphone will be a good one. But this is not worth your money. What I will say is this. If you want same style of sound, then here's what you buy. The Takstar Pro 82. This headphone has the same style of balance and tuning that the HS50 has, but it does everything better. The clarity is top notch, everything is good. The soundstage is not the widest one, but the imaging is so great and soundstage is like leveled, it's not screwed up like HS60. And soundstage is not the widest, but the imaging is so good that it gives you the illusion of it being wider than what it is. But the imaging is some of the best imaging I have seen across any headphone actually. And that is what I'm gonna tell you guys. This is worth your money, not this one. This is a waste of money. This is money well spent. And by the way, this has a gaming version coming out very, very soon. And I will try to find it and I'll link it in description when I can. And that was my video about the HS60. Do not buy it. And if you have made it this far, if you are a person who is watching this video, any video from my channel for the first time, please subscribe. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers this year, so that I'll have to make less videos. Here's the funny thing. Sometimes I find things that don't require a whole video, like deals or stuff like that, and I want to post them, but I don't want to make a whole video about it. So I'm actually asking for more subscribers so that I could work less. So subscribe to my channel so that I can get to however number of subscribers I'm needed to put those text posts on YouTube. And subscribe, share my videos if you like them, and have a great weekend. Love ya. Bye.